Okay, welcome back. So here we go. We've made it through to project number 5. Okay, so this is number 5. So again, just some nice layering, nice bright colours this time. And we're going to use paint and ink on this one. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers actually on this one. So let's dig in straight away. So you're going to need a piece of card from your kit. Okay, so this piece it's about 11.5 centimeters by about 17 centimeters. Okay, that'll be fine. And this piece then will fit when matte and layered. It'll either fit onto a 5x7 card blank, which you've got in your kit, or if you want to put it on a larger like an A5, and then you can have a bigger sort of white border there if you want. It's completely up to you. Okay, so this is stencils that we're going to use. So working from the back, so we're going to do 2. We're going to kind of mix it up a little bit here. We're going to use these on the same layer, and then we're going to add a little bit with this one here, and then our focal point is this one. And I think that this one is a new design stencil from Clarity, but I think it's quite sort of general sort of floral, so you know, whatever floral stencil that you've got is going to work. Again, you don't have to do floral. You could use like the stag or the elephant, or just, you know, anything that suits you. This is just about building up the layers. Okay, so I'm going to stand that up in front of me. Let's put those in order. So we need that one last, then we need that one, and then we need those. But before that, we need to blend some inks. Okay, so let's take our piece of card, and I'm going to start. So I've got some of my brushes here. Okay, so these I'm liking. So I mark mine up now. So this one's sort of yellows, or because this way, you know, as I build the, I've got a couple of sets of these now, so I think I'll gradually treat myself to more of those, and then give them a colour family. And then that way, I don't actually have to worry about cleaning those, but they are quite easy to clean. You can just sort of have your mucky cloth, for example. I tend to, because I don't use baby wipes if I can help it. Spray this with water, and then just sort of rub the brush on, or rub it on copy paper. And then when I do want to give them a good sort of bit of a deep clean, they go into the bathroom and they have a little swill under the tap, and then I leave them like so, just on the window ledge or on the side of the bath, which drives my husband mad. And then they just dry off. But the quickest and easiest is just a bit of water on here and just give them a rub. Okay, so we've got some of those brushes, we've got that. Let's get the inks on the go. So we're going to start with our lightest colour, which is mustard seed. And again, these are ones I've just picked these up. They're the distress inks. You can use your oxides if you want, that's going to be absolutely fine, or any sort of water base if you've got artistry inks, that sort of thing. I've specifically gone for my just normal regular distress inks for this class, because I think lots of people have got them, and I think because we've got the oxides and everybody's fallen in love with those, that these have been a little bit sort of pushed to one side, certainly on my desk. So I thought, let's give these some love. Okay, all right, so let's make a start. So just going to come in, and this, we don't have to worry about nice, even and super smooth blending on this, because remember, we've got 4 different layers on this card that we're going to be applying. So you're really not going to see. But to get a nice blend, what I tend to do is, if we bring this one in again, let's look up here and down here and across here where the yellow is. You can see that yellow is an awful lot brighter than this yellow. Okay, and what I tend to do, especially if I do need it to be nice and neat, build the layers up gradually. Okay, so I'm going to put kind of the base layers on, if you like. Let's get some orange. This one is carved pumpkin, but again, just, you know, whatever orange you've got, assuming you're going with a similar colour scheme to mine. Oh, I don't use that one often, you can see, because it's really bright. Blend it into the yellow as well. Okay, and then if I wanted to come back with some yellow and blend into that orange, okay? And the quicker you do that, the better you'll be able to blend that. But as I say, we're not looking for perfect neatness and blending on this particular piece, okay? Let's see, so what did I do next? So a bit more orange. So yellow, let's build some more of that yellow now that we know where that's going to be. Try not to crease your card by rushing. There we go. And what you'll find is, by having that first sort of coat down, you'll find that it will blend better. There we go. More down here. And I'm going to get just a little bit of red on here as well, but we don't want too much. We're starting light because remember, we've got different layers to go on here. So that's that one. And then we've got festive berries, so we're just going to get just a little bit of the red, and again this one's quite a juicy one. I don't use this one very much at all, so there we go. Just turn that around a little bit here. Okay, but we do want to get enough colour that our next step is going to work, because our next step is actually going lighter with the colour. And if you remember back to project 1, the way that we did that was by using water. We were on watercolour card and we lifted the colour out that way. This time we're actually going to add some pale, some white with ink. Right, so let's see, what do I want here? Some yellow up here. So just sort of blend your piece, blend, 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 blend. There we go. I think that should be okay. I can put plenty of the yellow on. There we go. Oh, hello. Right, I think that's going to be okay for the moment. So I'm just going to pop those inks out of the way for a minute, okay? And then I'm going to, we've got this stencil here and we've got the brick walls. Let's do one at a time. So I'm going to use some paint, and you could use gesso, we've already talked about that. So piece of cellophane, and I'm just going to put a little bit on there, and then I keep a blending tool and I've got it out and it's here. Can you see it anywhere? You would not believe how often this happens. I normally ask the dog, who is about 18 inches away from me at the moment, on her station. Right, here we go. So you can see what I did there was I kind of thinned the paint down on my cellophane, because otherwise we're just going to get lots of sloppy wet paint. It will end up under the stencil and it will actually take too long to dry. All right, so just going to squidge this through. You can always put another layer on. There we go. So where can I put that so I can reach it? Let me just move some bits to the side of me. That's the other thing with giving the dog a big area to have a bed on my desk by the window. It means that I haven't got as much space. Here we go. She doesn't care. There we go. Alright, let's have a little look at that and see. Yeah, okay. If you want this sort of bright white, then let this dry and add a couple of layers, but it's better to add several layers rather than trying to do it at once, because as I say, you will just end up with a splodgy mess. There we go. Let's have a little look at that now. Okay, I think that'll do. Okay, all right. So that's that. Now that would normally go into a little pot of water. I haven't got one with me, but I'm not too worried because the chalk paint that I'm using, it does clean off. You can actually rub it off with your fingernail, but you can see here that cleaning stencils is not necessarily that high up on my priority list. Again, same theme running through. All right, so we've got brick wall here now. So let's pick up another little bit of paint. Where is my going to put a little bit more on my cellophane and pick a bit more up, and again I'm thinning this out just like so. Okay, all right, and I'm just going to come in from these edges and just, we don't want this to actually meet the cogs. We want it to just kind of fade away, if you like. Let's have a look. Yeah, can you see where the darker bits are? That's where I've dragged, or is that old paint? No, it's where I've dragged it under a little bit, but that's okay. I think it is anyway. Right, I think that'll do for that. So let me get rid of that and that. Give that a bit of a, get rid of those bits. There we go. Yes, that's where, I mean, on this piece, because it's layers, 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 it doesn't matter. But you can see, let's imagine that you wanted this to be really kind of perfect. Well, perfect is not quite what we've got, is it? All right. So that's the importance of making, really thinning that paint out. Right, next layer. So now I'm just going to put some of this in different areas, not all over the piece. And the way that I decided where I wanted to put this was by having a little look at the stencil that I was going to use for the finished piece. If I lay that over my card, so I've got kind of, I'm going to have a bare bit up here, around here, and sort of down at the bottoms as well. So I'm going to kind of avoid this central area here, okay? So let's pop this on. I'm going to use the festive berries again. Where's my red brush? Here we go. So quite simply over here, and then this time, although we've used festive berries on the first layer, we can go darker with this. See that? Okay, so all the layers are coming through. We can see the lovely colours in the background, we can see the white that we've applied, and we can see this as well. And this is just simply by layering and sort of starting light and then building your colours up. There we go, some of that up here. We can go nice and bright on this because it's not going to fight with the finished design. There we go. And then some down here as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm going to get a bit brighter over here because it'll be fine. Yeah, lovely. Okay, so again, just, you know, use parts of your stencil. Brilliant. Right, now I'm going to tape this down because we're on to the final layer now. So already here we've got 3 different layers, which is quite good. Okay, let's have a little look where that's going to be, and it's going to be about there. That should be fine. I'm overthinking it now. Stop overthinking, Maria, just do it. Here we go. So now we want this, again, we're going darker, darker, darker. So we've already explored, we used this design, didn't we, on, was it this one or the other one, floral one? And we did it red and then added some black. So on this one, we're going for the real, we're going for the drama on this one. We're just going to black it out, okay? So you could use archival, you could use VersaFine if you want. The downside of using those is actually that it's going to be harder to clean your stencil, which is not a problem for me, as you've seen from my stencils, but it might be for you. And there's no particular benefit on this project of actually doing it with the archival, because the Distress just dye based will do the job perfectly well. Okay, so here we go. So plenty of black ink on here, and just cover your, let's put it that way so I'm not crossing in front of the camera. Here we go. And in actual fact, you haven't got to go really, really black with this anyway, because whatever sort of level of black you get is really gonna, there you go, see, it's not actually that black there, is it? But it still shows up because we've gone lighter, bit darker, bit darker, bit darker. So it's up to you. But if you want to absolutely get rid of all of the designing that you do on any of the design in the background showing through, then really go for the black. You know, you could do one layer as I'm doing here, and then go back over and add another layer and make it darker and just block everything out. Here we go. So I'm just going to go for that. I'm quite happy with what I've got there. Okay, so let's take that away. There we go. And when you look at it there, it really doesn't look particularly black, does it? But against the other layers, I think it really does. Okay, lovely. I really like that, and so quick as well. Think about your different stencils. Think about your different colours. This is just really nice, and it's a good use of your stencils. So finishing bits. All I've done on here is, so this lovely die again, but if you haven't got that, you could put a stamp on there. I've been trying to resist using stamps, to be honest, because this is a stencil class. Let's really sort of, you know, focus on the stencils, but you can if you want. And then I've gone with my white pen here. So I have a white pen. Can I reach it? Yes, I can. Here we go. So white pen again. This is a Uniball Signo 153. But this is just a really reliable. I couldn't go back now to a different white pen because this is just great. So we'll just literally accent around anywhere you want. Around here, your leaves as well. I've kind of gone a bit maybe overboard, I don't know. I've done it on all the leaves and all the petals. It's completely up to you. And then I've chosen some card, matching card there. So I've picked out this lovely sunshiny yellow for this one and layered that up onto the card blank. And away we go. All right, okay, have a little go at that. Now those of you that have got the circle stencil that's just got the very boring looking 9 circle holes in it, okay, we're now going to come back with those. And if you haven't got that circle stencil, watch the videos anyway, because you might watch them and think, okay, now I see, I need that stencil. All right, so tidy up time, and I'll see you again shortly.